Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Senator Kennedy just destroys Senator Padilla on the very obvious common sense notion that illegal immigration should be illegal. Let's dive in.
President Trump promised to only go after violent criminals as part of the largest deportation program in American history. Yet sure enough, the first Sunday of the administration, less than a week into office, NBC reported that nearly half of the 1,200 arrests made as part of immigration enforcement actions were people with no criminal record. Now, look, we all agree that we should target all violent criminals. I hope I speak for all of us when we say we should target all violent criminals, whether they're immigrants or non-immigrants. Violent criminals are violent criminals. And Senator Scott, others of my Republican colleagues who have showcased some of the victims of crime in your respective states, my heart goes out to you, to the victims, to their families. Absolutely. But here's an inconvenient truth for many, and that's the fact that immigrants, both documented and undocumented, are also critical to the success of our economy, because the percentage of immigrants, documented and undocumented, who are violent criminals is a very, very small percentage. In closing, I know that over the next several weeks, several months, there's no doubt we'll hear a lot of talking points and misinformation by Republicans trying to distract the American people from what's really happening. So to folks watching at home, I have this to say. Follow the money, because it's going to start with cutting hundreds of billions of dollars in benefits that you've paid into. And it's going to end with billionaires getting yet another tax break.
I don't know how many foreign nationals came into our country illegally under President Biden. 8 million, 10 million, 12 million. I do know that it was a lot. And using the most conservative efforts, we probably added about 4 Nebraskas to the United States. We don't have the slightest idea who they are. We know some of them are children. We don't have the slightest idea where they are. I believe it was intentional. I don't know why President Biden and his team decided to do it, but only one of two circumstances are possible. Either it was intentional, or the people in charge you wouldn't hire to manage a Costco food court. And I don't think it was the latter. I think an intentional decision was made. I don't hate President Biden. I don't hate anybody. I hope he finds peace in retirement. But the fact is, we have an extra 12 million people who are in our country illegally. Most Americans don't support illegal immigration. They think illegal immigration is illegal. Duh. It's not because they're racist. They look at the southern border like they look at the front door at their home. Most Americans lock their front door at night. They don't do that because they hate everybody on the outside. They lock their front door at night because they love the people on the inside. And they want to know who's going in and out of their home. We've got to fix the problem of illegal immigration, and we have to have money to do it. Having said all of that, we cannot sustain our spending. I understand a lot of it is for a good cause, but if we're honest with ourselves, nobody around this place ever stands up and says, I've got a bad idea and I need money for it. It's always a good cause. But this kind of spending is going to destroy America. It won't be a fiscal cliff. It won't be. One day we won't be fine and the next day falling off. That's not how this works. This kind of spending destroys you like termites. If you get termites, your house doesn't fall on a Tuesday, your house doesn't fall apart on a Wednesday, but those termites eat away and they eat away and they eat away and You know what I'm saying. I hope we do this right. I'd like to see us do it together. I don't live in La La Land. I know that's unlikely, but I'm going to try to be here as much as I can and listen to my colleagues' ideas. And I think they're smart people, and I would invite them to make their suggestions. I for one, will take them seriously.
Senator Kennedy did not say a single thing wrong in this wonderful little exchange here, and it reveals a whole lot about how the Democrats are approaching the fiscal year of 2025 in this budget hearing, and it shows that Senator Kennedy and most of the Republicans actually understand what's at stake. So if you notice that Senator Padilla, which, by the way, basically barged into an event led by Kristi Noem and demanded that he speak with her, and since no one in the room was expecting a 6'3" man to come barging in, naturally, security got involved very, very quickly. So, yeah, when someone says that they handcuffed Senator Padilla, well, yeah, I think they needed to. They let him go immediately afterwards once he calmed down. But he's actually pretty calm here, and he's making a couple of very interesting points, so let's start off with this idea. Let's say that he wants to focus on the issues of the American economy by talking about illegal immigration. Because first off, this dude is not talking about actually solving the problem, he is talking about keeping the issue where it is. He thinks that the American economy has a massive pillar, a load-bearing wall, if you will, of illegal immigrants that are just so vital to the American economy. And the reality is, that's hogwash. All right, that's absolute hogwash. We've had a story recently where a major bust in Nebraska of illegal immigrations at a major plant, they lost a lot of workers that day, and personally I think that organization should have been fined for hiring so many. But the next day, in order to get people to fill out those positions, the room for potential applicants was completely full. Americans do want these jobs, particularly in rural areas, because it beats whatever they're doing right now. Hey y'all, here's the deal. Gold loves President Trump. Under Trump's first term, the price of gold soared 53%, and the price of silver jumped 51%. Since the start of the second term, gold has skyrocketed even higher, breaking records and even outperforming stocks. Here's what I like about precious metals like gold and silver. They have been used as a store of value for centuries. Governments can't easily manipulate it. They are used as hedges against market risk and, of course, against inflation. That's why I partnered with the amazing people over at Goldco. Goldco is an award-winning precious metals company. They are fans of this show, and they have helped millions of Americans just like y'all to purchase over $3 billion in gold and silver. Right now, you can get a free copy of their 2025 gold and silver kit. On top of that, you might also qualify for their amazing unlimited silver bonus offer. So don't wait on this. Go to politibrawlgold.com to learn more. That's politibrawlgold.com or call 855-644-GOLD. I have some friends that worked in the chicken industry here in Georgia, and they have to drive past the chicken coops, and those things stink to high heaven. Going up to Jasper to see my granny and pawpaw, we had to go past one of these massive chicken coop areas, and the smell lasted for miles. But those people all said to a T, Brian, that's the smell of money. And they're right. There's a lot of money to be made in those industries, and you can make some as well. I think that's how a basic economy works. But this constant lie that we need illegal immigrants to do the less than desirable jobs, and that's the bedrock of our economy, again, it's hogwash. And then Padilla immediately pivots, saying that they're going to cut benefits. I don't understand what benefits have to do with illegal immigrants. There's no smooth transition here. He immediately just flips course, saying from illegal immigrants to benefits to billionaires. This is something straight out of Bernie Sanders' playbook, and no one on the Hill really respects Bernie Sanders anymore. The dude sold out in order to keep his position in the Democrat Party and to keep the gravy train flowing, and he knows it. He knows that he's sold out, and that's why he was caught on a hot mic, actually not even on a hot mic, on an interview talking about AOC potentially becoming president, and he got really, really prickly. That means the man is still angry that because he thinks, I think deep down, he thinks that he had a shot in beating President Trump back in 2016, and he very well could have if Hillary Clinton didn't steal the primary election from him. So Padilla is talking about this just massive amount of nonsense, and then moves the goalpost to benefits and billionaires. Buddy, pick a plot line and stick to it. Maybe your colleagues might give you the time of day, and maybe they'll recognize you when you barge into a major meeting. But Senator Kennedy, I had to say one word of admonition. Costco food courts are incredibly well run. All right, the massive amounts of pizzas that go through there, the types of food that they constantly produce, and then you got the different kind of drinks and the desserts that they had back there. It's a very small operation, too. It's only a handful of people back there. It's not like a Chick-fil-A where you have 20 employees working faster than a bunch of worker bees. It's not like In-N-Out that does the exact same thing. Certainly not like a Burger King. But it's a small operation of people that are highly motivated because Costco has figured out how to get people to work those jobs and then work for them incredibly hard. People fight tooth and nail for Costco jobs, by the way, because they know how to treat their employees. And so Senator Kennedy is right outside of this, but I don't even think the Democrats could manage a Costco food court. That's the word of admonition here. It's not the fact that Senator Kennedy is wrong. It's the fact that Costco food courts are incredibly well run, and I don't think the Democrats could even do that properly. Because again, in speeches like this where you move the goalposts, when you're trying to talk about, well, we need to be nice to illegal immigrants. Well, yes, that is quite literally commanded to us, depending on your religion. But we're also commanded to render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. So when it comes to politics, certain religious leaders typically bow out because they care more about individuals. And so the next time someone wants to use certain ways of trying to tug at your heartstrings, remember this. There are certain laws of this land that need to be followed. Having a good, robust system to ensure people aren't coming over the border illegally is a good thing. Once they are here, you are to treat a stranger with kindness. That's, however, the difference. When there has been some vetting process that happens. That's the reality. And then we also have to talk about spending, but the reality is we've beaten that horse to death. We know what needs to happen with spending. That's what the Doge cuts were all about. That's why we've constantly been talking about reforms with major programs, but let me know how you would tackle the deficit in the comments below. My name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Until then, y'all have a good one.